Hi everyone, I'm Bill Torgerson. Welcome to your fall of 2021 RC 2001 course. If you need to get in touch with me, torgersonwj@appstate.edu is my email. I'm also at Bill Torg on Twitter. Email is probably the best way to get in touch with me. So if you look at this, first of all, if you haven't logged into As You Learn, you probably are pretty experienced with As You Learn. But if you haven't logged on, you can Google As You Learn, App State University. You'll be taken to a login page. So this looks like it's only the page for section 163, but it's actually, this is the home page for sections also 164, 179, and 180. I teach 4 sections of the RC 2001, and they all have the same assignments. And so when you look at our assignments, down here, which I'll get to more in a second. This represents about 5 clicks and some typing. And so instead of multiplying that by 4, I just do it once. I import the students from the other 3 classes. So don't be confused if you see this 163. If you are also in 164, 79, and 80, you are in the right place. I'm going to jump down right away and show you your first assignment. Your first assignment is due Monday, August 16th, the first day of classes, and you have to respond to this welcome video. Every assignment I give you is due at 11:59 p.m. Every once in a while, and all of that clicking to make these assignments, I have to add a due date. There's also a spot to add a time. So if you have an assignment due not at 11:59 p.m., that was just a mistake by me and I missed something. So Wednesday, August 18th, this assignment is due at 11:59. Friday, at August 20th, this assignment is due at 11:59, and so on. And you can see every assignment that we have in the class. I'll be adding to these things. Much of this will be filled in before the first day of class, but I'm working on that right now. Okay, so as far as the instructions go, I didn't add the instructions for your response to this video until after I finish the video, but you'll be able to click on this by the time you watch this video. One of your first assignments is to post an avatar image for As You Learn. So if you look in my upper right-hand corner, this is my avatar image. So when somebody looks at my name within As You Learn, they see that picture. So there's a form here, and you're going to have to post the picture in the form, and you're going to have to change that. And so your instructions for every assignment are very detailed. You don't have to buy a textbook, but a lot of what you might get from a textbook, you're actually going to get from my writing here. First, what do I mean avatar? And so, this is where a lot of your learning will occur, reading these instructions. So that's how you find your assignments. I've got an agenda here, and I'm down to number 3. This is an asynchronous class, so we never meet at a set time. You can do your work a couple days early. You can do your work first thing in the morning. You can do it 15 minutes before midnight. I wouldn't recommend that because some of these assignments would be almost impossible to finish if you start that late. But you can do this work on your own time. There's no textbook to buy. Everything you need to read, you'll be able to access through this website. I communicate best probably by email and announcements. So at the very top of this page, I'll be adding the welcome video probably right under here once I finish recording it. Announcements will start gathering here. I haven't sent any yet. And, I might tell you that an assignment's coming up. I might tell you when the midterm is, or this is your last week to turn in late work, and so forth. So the announcements go out there. One of the big projects that you're due, we're going to call it discourse ethnography report, and you got a long time. There'll be a lot I do to set up that assignment, but you're going to choose a group to study, and we're going to call that group a discourse. And so I'll suggest your major. So business majors might study the business department at App State. They might study a local business here in Boone, but you do have some freedom. For example, you might also choose to study the App State Quidditch team. It's totally up to you. We'll be in conversation about who you study. Yes, there really is a Quidditch team if you didn't know. And so here's their Instagram page. I just connected to that. And I picked these two because to me, they're kind of opposite ends of the spectrum. Something your major or something that you do for fun that you're really passionate about. So, and then you are going to have to interview a prominent member of that discourse. So that might be a professor in the business department. That might be someone who owns their own small business here in Boone, somebody you want to make a connection with. It might be the captain. I don't even know if they have a captain of the App State Quidditch team. So you're going to have to do that interview. There'll be more information on that as we go, but you can start thinking of that already. Your syllabus is here on our page, and I'm going to just point out a few highlights that I haven't pointed out yet. Look at me misspelling beliefs on my agenda. So 1, 2, 6, and 8. I'm going to scroll down. 8 of the many beliefs I have about writing. I don't even know if I'm going to do as many as I said. Number 1, everyone can learn to write more effectively. Some ways to do this are through reading and writing a lot, and by practicing in some of the ways you'd practice an instrument or a sport. So I believe that everyone can be a better writer. It's not something that you're born with or not born with. I think I'll skip down to number 7. A lot of the work we will do, almost all of the work we will do, will be in this digital space on As You Learn in the A Portfolio platform, which I'll talk about here in a second. So the stakes related to digital texts are high. Votes are won and lost. Money changes bank accounts, and voices are heard and suppressed. So, social media, news plays a huge role in the results of local and national elections. People show you ads on Instagram that maybe convince you to spend your money or show up at a local event such as a concert or a club meeting. Some people are able to amplify their voices on social media. So you might check out some of those beliefs I have about writing, and we will come back to some of those tips. Let's go 1, 2, and 6. I hope that you look at all of these tips for succeeding in the course. 1, don't glance at messages from me on your phone. It seems like lots of students tend to forget those meetings. So what I suggest is that you sit down at a computer, at a laptop, when you're ready to work, perhaps with a calendar, perhaps with a notebook, which I use. I have right here next to me that I write down things I don't want to forget, keep little to-do lists, because so much information is coming in at me when I'm sitting here at the desk. So sit down, ready to read carefully, not glance at your phone and go, oh yeah, I'm going to do that later, and then never think of it again. I forgot what my other tips I was going to check out were. 2 and 6. 2, look ahead to upcoming assignments to see what work will be due. Plan ahead. Some assignments will be impossible to accomplish on time if you sit down at 11 o'clock to see what is due. I think I already mentioned that one. And then number 6, meet deadlines. You won't receive a C or worse because you read and write poorly. You'll receive a lower grade for not writing, missing deadlines, not responding to your classmates, and failing to revise based on feedback you receive. So people that don't do well in this class, I just stop hearing from them. They're doing great. A couple assignments come up. They miss the assignments. I email them. We try to talk. We don't ever get in touch. I don't hear from them again. Or they try to do everything in like 2 or 3 days at the end of the semester. So I don't think this class is hard. The hard part is just the regular work every week, keep it up with when things are due. Okay, just a couple more to go. I'll go fast on these. I'll be adding to this, but your readings are up here in the course resources. I click here in this folder. It takes you to a Google folder that you have access to do. Here's some of the things that we'll be reading. Sometimes there'll be a choice about what you read. APORT, login, and support. I meant to, when I was introducing you to that discourse report, to show you an APORT. And I don't have it here, and I'm not going to... Here it is. When I was showing you that ethnography report where you study the group, I was going to pop over here to Addie's portfolio that she made in a previous course. So This is on a platform called Digication. We call them A-portfolios here at App State. And so this is an example of her work. She studied artists in Boone, and then here's her About Me page. And then here is her reflection that she wrote at the end of the class. So you're going to make one of those on A-port. Back to my, here's that link I was looking for Addie. We looked at the syllabus. Last thing is About Me. So I made this on a portfolio as well. One of your first assignments is going to be to write an About Me profile. It won't have to be as long as this one. I started teaching in 1995. I taught 7th grade English, and I was a high school boys basketball coach. I've always sort of got my identity has been wrapped around being an athlete, being a basketball coach, and then also being someone who reads, someone who thinks of himself as a writer. So this last Father's Day. I am a lefty. These are my girls, Charlotte and Isabel. They purchased me that shirt was one of my gifts. They got me some basketball cards. And so there we are. I have written some books. Here's The Coach's Wife, which is my most recent book. Horseshoe was a collection of short stories. And then my first novel was about a college freshman whose understanding of love was shaped by late 80s romantic comedies. And that was called Love on the Big Screen. I've also directed some independent documentary films. So this is kind of me as a writer. And then all the rest of my time is spent with my family and then also with basketball, my kids. Charlotte here will be a sophomore at Watauga. I am originally from Indiana. We did live in Indiana for a time. And then her sister is an 8th grader, not so little anymore. They talk about how they're about the same height now. So these are my girls. A couple other pictures. Here we are in Asheville when everybody was younger. We used to live in New York City. I taught at St. John's University in Queens, which is one of the 5 boroughs of New York City. I did that for 11 years. So here we are in the city. Just this last summer, we went to National Harbor, Maryland for one of Charlotte's basketball tournaments, and we spent a day running around Washington, D.C. So here's my wife, Megan, and my girls. Charlotte is she's getting ready to get her learner's permit. This was years ago, looking ahead to thinking about her getting her license. So that's me and the family. So I'm excited about working with you this semester. Please don't hesitate to email. You just want to run ideas by me. Even if writing's not your thing, I hope there'll be a lot here that you enjoy. So I look forward to working with you, and we'll be in touch soon.